pizza. This pizza will be light, airy and crispy. Let's begin. So guys, we're going to start with the blooming of the yeast. So for the blooming of the yeast, we're going to take some warm water. You dunk your fingers into that, it doesn't feel like anything. To that, we're going to add some sugar. This is like quarter teaspoon. It helps in the blooming of the yeast. So now I'm just going to tiny whisk that together before adding in the yeast. So yeast is a pretty debated topic. I don't have much time, so I'm just going to add it like a teaspoon and a half of yeast. If you're going to refrigerate it overnight, which will be the best thing you can do, add in like a 3/4 teaspoon, half a teaspoon for this much quantity of flour. So I'm adding in teaspoon and a half of yeast into the warm water. Now in the yeast goes. Then I'm just adding in a half teaspoon more. Then I'm just going to tiny whisk that together for a few seconds. Yes. So after whisking that together, you want to bloom it for 10 minutes. Now after 10 minutes, you can see that it's very frothy. If your yeast is not frothing up, it means that your yeast might be old or dead. Discard that out, start all over again. Now I've taken them some flour. This is 2 cups of total flour, 75% whole wheat and 25% all purpose. So that you're going to, you could use whatever percentage of flour you want. I'm just going with this. You don't want to use 100% whole wheat, that will be too heavy. You could use 100% all purpose if you want, but I'm trying to be healthy, okay? So I'm just going to mix the maida with the atta. To that we're going to add in about 3/4 teaspoon of salt. The salt adds flavor, of course. You don't want to add the salt to the yeast water mixture because that will make it that will kill the yeast. Now to that, optionally you can add in some dried oregano. This is just a flavor enhancer. You could completely omit it, but I'm not. I'm going to tiny whisk that together. After which you're going to add in our yeast water mixture. Now in they go. I've just taken like a quarter cup of water for the blooming of the yeast. Now if you've seen my pasta video, you will know that there are a few levels of hydration of the dough, right? So this I've made it purposefully dry so that you can learn and make it as per your feel. So I'm adding in some water to make a nice dough. I'm not measuring out the water this time, I'm just eyeballing it and feeling how much is right till it forms a well hydrated dough. I'll say like the hydration is about 60%. It's not a too sticky dough. So I'm going to knead it for about 10 to 12 minutes. After that, it's going to develop the gluten. After 10 to 12 minutes, you can see that it looks very smooth. Just like in the pasta video, it makes the dough chewier. You could omit the kneading, that will just like kind of a cheat way, to be honest. Now we're going to put it in for 1.5 hours in a room temperature, not in the fridge. Now we want to get started with the sauce. For that, we're just going to heat some olive oil, to which we're going to add in a few chopped cloves of garlic. Now you want to keep the flame pretty low for this one, otherwise the garlic might burn. Now being very careful, do not burn the garlic. And then next I'm going to add in some red pepper flakes. The red pepper flakes is just another flavor enhancer. It makes it really like aromatic, shall I say. To that you're going to add in a coarsely chopped onion. You don't want to finely chop it. Of course you can finely chop it, but we're going to be puring this mixture. That will just make it much smoother and easier for it to spread on the pizza rather than having chunks of sauce. Now I'm just going to mix it with a spatula. Now for a few seconds we're going to mix this until it's wilted down, to which we are going to add in about 2 mason jars. I'm not sure if this is a pint jar or a quart jar. I think it's a pint jar, so just add in 2 pints of tomatoes. You could also just take 11 to 12 tomatoes, blanch them, peel the skin off, and then just like reduce them down to a nice paste, and then you can just add some lemon juice and store it in a mason jar. That will just it will last you a long time. Now with the help of the side of the bowl, I'm going to break the chunks of tomato. This is completely optional. You could also use a potato masher if you want. The potato masher will honestly do the job easier for you. I'm just going to ask some help. So I'm going to stir it around. I haven't added the salt yet because salt actually draws up the moisture and make it really wet. Now I have, after some help, I have crushed the tomato, to which I'm going to add in a good amount of, not good amount, I'm just going to add a light touch of freshly cracked black pepper. I much prefer the freshly cracked one over the already cracked pepper that's in your shelf. Now after switching off the flame, we're just going to add in our salt and mix that together. Now it looks nice and red. If it doesn't look red, you can add in a few drops of food colors if you want, or you can add some Kashmiri red chili. Kashmiri red chili won't make it spicy. Kashmiri chilies are very short time to puree. So after pureeing, you can see that it looks really smooth. I'm just going to mix that together. Now you can see that it's not really watery. So we're going to be baking this without oven. You might be like, how can we bake it without oven? It's actually a technique that you've seen in a lot of recipes. You might have seen it in a lot of recipes. We're going to take a huge kadai, to which we're going to add in some salt. I would not recommend using this salt for cooking again, because honestly it doesn't taste that good. It's going to be charred. You can use it repeatedly for baking this pizza or anything. You can use it for baking. Now to which we're going to add in a cookie cutter or any metal utensil that will raise the height from the sand. To which we're going to cover it with anything. You could use a plate or lid, whatever you want. Now you want to make sure that you leave a small gap so that a paring knife inserted makes it come out really clean, because be careful, that's hot. Now I'm going to preheat this for 15 minutes at the highest flame mine can go. Mine is not that hot, so I'm just putting it for 13 minutes. Now I'm going to take my degassed dough, actually not degassed, it's not undegassed, to which I'm just going to eyeball it into two. Just adjust as your leisure. You want to make sure that it's half. If you want, you can weigh it. So this is the pan I plan to put the pizza on, which I'm just going to spread it on the pan. I've added whole wheat into it, so it's not really easy to spread it out with your fingers. They'll just make it easier to digest. We use whole wheat a lot more than we use maida. Then I'm just going to make the crust I'm going to make the crust. So I'm just going to puff it up with a fork, to which we're going to add in some toned mozzarella. You can grate it if you want, whatever you wish. I'm just going to shred it with my fingers. Then we're going to spoon in our sauce. Make sure to not do it too slow, but don't panic also. To which we're going to add in some vegetables. I've used onions, bell peppers of the color red, green and yellow, some onions of course, and some sweet corn. I've not boiled the sweet corn because I'm going to cook in the oven. It's going to nicely crisp up. Now I've added in the pizza. It's going to bake for about 13 to 15 minutes. Keep on checking, especially after 6.5 minutes. You don't want to check it immediately when it goes into the oven. Now after 13 minutes, mine looks ready. It's nice and crisp. I'm just going to take it out. Sorry, it's a bit tough to be honest. You could also use a pizza peel if you have it. Of course, I don't have it, so I'm just going to use the thing that we turn the dosas for. Now we're making 2 pizzas. The second one is going to be a margherita pizza. Margherita pizza doesn't contain any vegetables, no toppings or anything. Of course, it contains sauce and cheese. To which first we're going to add in some extra virgin double olive oil. And then we're going to spread our sauce and mozzarella. Sorry, I've cut that out. Some editing difficulties. Now after 13 to 14 minutes, it looks good. I've added in some flexing time. Both are absolutely delicious. I would finish them in about half a minute.